And that's us live. Hello, everybody. I'm here with Therese Allen. Hi, Therese.
Hi,
How are you today?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. And you run Mummy Fitness Cumbernauld.
That is correct, yes.
Okay, so tell us a wee bit about yourself and your business. How did you get started?
Where do I start? I live in Cumbernauld with my husband and my two children. So Robin is 2.5 and Sophie is 10 months.
My goodness.
When Robin was just about 4.5 months old, I had a request from a lot of mums who knew I was a personal trainer just about getting started with fitness classes because they wanted to get fit and I'm not that good at sitting still. So I started these classes where you are able to bring your children with you when you train,
Right.
because there wasn't really anything like that in the area. So that was about 2.5, well, nearly 2.5 years ago now, or just over 2 years actually.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah,
And
that's
so have you kept the business going throughout your pregnancies then, or one of your pregnancies?
it. Yeah, so I was due on a Tuesday and I worked right up until the Friday, and then she was
Oh my
two
goodness.
weeks late. So it was pretty much nearly to due date. And then I took about 7 weeks off, where everyone got to have a little break in about June time. And then I started back up in August, I think it was. Yeah, so that was August last year.
Uh-huh. So health and fitness is obviously just part of your lifestyle now. It's the way you live, it's the way you work, and you just do it all the time.
Yeah, pretty much. It's what I've been doing for the last 6 years now.
Right.
Um, And obviously, I worked in like the kind of gym industry before. So when I went self-employed, it was completely different, and it's been trial and error since. But I think I kind of found my base and what people are enjoying with the classes. I just try to bring more of that into every day.
Uh-huh. Yeah. And how have you found things have changed with your business since lockdown?
Well, since lockdown, I kind of saw the whole thing of the lockdown coming. So I did set up an online training group, which I'm calling Mama Fitness Live, where I
Okay.
do fitness classes over like Facebook Live,
Mm-hmm.
basically. So yeah, I set that one up about a week before lockdown. And it was a lot of people interested. Then obviously when the lockdown happened, a lot of people started joining that group. And I think we kind of kept each other going as
Yeah.
much as I'm maybe helping other people, they're helping me a lot when it comes to everyday kind of keeping a routine and so on like that.
Yeah. 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 So I must say, you do look the absolute picture of health. And
Thank you.
you're going to let us into some of your tips, aren't you, for beginning fitness, and not only
Yes,
that, how to keep going with it and keep motivated.
yes.
Okay.
So basically, to start with, training at home and especially during the lockdown when everything is happening just now is hard. So first thing I would say is to find a routine of when you want to train. Find classes that are, roughly the same time every single week.
Uh-huh.
So you're actually finding a routine and you're able to fit that into your life as well. I would say like a routine is what we all need just now, and not just yourself. If you have children as well, then the kids do need a routine as well.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's a bit of structure. I think is quite important. I did notice at the
Yeah.
start of lockdown, it wasn't well for a couple of weeks, and the week after that, I kind of was just kind of moping about a wee bit. I didn't really know what to do and wasn't feeling my usual self. So it's really important to try and get back into things just to feel like your usual person again, isn't it?
Definitely. And to be honest, for myself, I'm just a human. It takes a lot of uh, like planning to actually get into a routine of any kind. And I think also with the kids, they're used to be out and about. Like my 2.5-year-old Robin, he asked to go up to Tesco and he starts crying when he doesn't, because that's what we used to do. And going to grandparents' house and things like that. It's like he starts asking for them, and to be able to create a routine for them that also works for you. It takes a little bit of planning, but it does work.
Yeah, yeah. And I think a lot of people as well find that you're quite inactive, even though you're doing a lot more housework because the kids are at home and you're running about and you're doing your hours exercise. You don't realize the amount of calories and things that you expend just rushing your kids to school or nursery and then going to the bus stop, going to the train station, all of that. Your metabolism does really slow down, doesn't it?
Definitely. I've noticed I have an app on my phone which counts the steps. And to be honest, I do put my phone down quite a lot, so it doesn't count every single step. But
Yeah.
there are certain days where halfway through I'm sitting on 800 steps because
Uh-huh.
I've been walking from A to B in the house or in the garden, and you're not that active just now, and that's why it's really important to get into some kind of fitness routine on top of everything else that goes around in the house.
Yeah, yeah. So tip number one then, just to recap, it's to find a fitness class that you like online or something that's timed, something that you have to kind of go to regularly to give yourself that wee bit of structure.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
And what kind of ties in with that as a number two would be to find something that you love doing. So that doesn't have to be fitness, it could be dancing, it could be something like that. And within that, to find a community. So you are um, almost like, how would you say, like an accountability partner almost. And that could be your husband or boyfriend, girlfriend, anyone.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you need to have someone accountable of like this is what we're doing and we're doing this together.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why the Mum Fitness live has been so important to both me and a few of these ladies. I think it's just because we can kind of check in on each other. They can
Yeah.
let me know what other people know when they've done their workout and so on. And I think that's really important to just get that pat on the back and say you done this workout and it's amazing, great work
Uh-huh.
and well done.
And how does that work then? Is it a closed Facebook group or a Zoom, or how are you working it?
So we're working it over Facebook. So a live workout, I basically go live. If you do want to ask any questions or anything, then you can obviously write in the comment field and I'll be able to see that throughout the workout.
Right.
You will only be able to see me and hear me talk, so you can't talk back or anything.
Yeah.
But that means you can do the full workout. And obviously, whenever I'm done with that workout, I upload it and it stays on the page for a year. So that means that if you're not able to do the workout on a Monday morning at 9:30, that
Mm-hmm.
means that in the evening when you want to do it, if that works better for you, then you can do it at that point. And again, if you have any questions, I'll be right there and again, notifications, and I can answer you as we go along as well.
Brilliant. Good.
Yeah.
So tip two then is do something that you enjoy and find somebody to do it with, an accountability partner, and whether that's online or in real life, somebody that's going to keep your motivation up and keep you feeling like you want to get on with it, and maybe give you a bit
Mhm.
of praise for doing it as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, brilliant.
Tip number three is to involve the kids into what you do. So if you are a parent or if you have someone else in your household, I would say is to get them involved. A lot of people think that you need to do a workout on the side of kids and they can't be there, or they're sitting on your back while you're doing press ups and it's fun, but they shouldn't do it. They need to go for you now. Involved and make it fun. And that's, I think, what, my training has been all about for the last, well, 2.5 years. It's
Uh-huh.
all about involving the kids and actually making it fun. So you might not get that 100% full on training, but that is a lot more training than what you would have had if you hadn't done it at all, basically.
Yes. Yeah. So you're removing that aspect of stress, trying to keep them occupied while you're going to get on with it just by including them. Yeah, that's brilliant.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah, definitely.
brilliant.
And then I would say, as a number four, it's okay to have lows when it comes to fitness. I'm not fully, I'm dedicated, but I can't be 100% all the time. So if you feel like you can't have or you can't train, let's say 4 times a week, then could you do 2 times a week and then go for a big walk for the other times, or stay active in any kind of shape and form.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't mean that you need to be doing a really, really hard workout with tons of weights or anything like that. So basically, just stay active if you can't do whatever you have kind of set to be your goal, basically.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
is sound
Mhm.
all over the place.
Set yourself a small, easily achievable, measurable goal and then build it up from there. Because I think
Yeah.
we were talking offline about, the fact that I've said I used to be really quite fit and now I find it quite hard because when I start, I feel myself just getting a bit frustrated that I'm not anywhere near the same level that I was at before. And it's quite disheartening at times. But I think
Yeah.
you're right. If I just set myself some small kind of activity goals all the time, then I can kind of tick those off. That's me achieved that, and then I'll feel a bit more motivated to improve things.
Definitely. And I think as you said, it's hard to, maybe go into fitness and think, "Oh, I can't do that." I used to be able to, say running, for example, I used to be able to run for 3 kilometers and not stop, and I can't even go past that 1 kilometer.
Hmm.
Just accept that this is where you are just now, do the very best you can, and then try to build on that one as you go along. Because I think quite often, and especially let's say women who's gone through a pregnancy and had their baby, taking a good like bit of time off from training, I
Hmm.
think it's a lot easier to kind of think, "Oh, I used to be really fit, but I just, I was a wee bit pregnant and then I had a baby," that kind of way. But it's such a big part of like nearly 2 years of you not training fully.
Hmm.
So yeah, be nice to yourself and be kind and understand that like today is day one and let's start from here.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Mhm. As a tip number five, I would say is every single day is not going to be a happy day. And again, especially in lockdown, is to allow yourself to have bad days, but also allow yourself to be happy and positive. Um, I know that isn't strictly to do with fitness, but I do think it goes a lot into your kind of mindset when it comes to training. I know a lot of people have said that friends and family has maybe said, "Oh, you keep putting up, let's say, photos of the kids and they're so happy all the time. Do you not realize that people are, you know, dying? People are ill just now." And it's hard to almost have to be in that mindset of that everything is really negative just now. So allow yourself to be happy, positive, and allow yourself to train and smile and be happy, because everything in life and even when it comes to training, that's going to be a lot easier by you being positive and allowing yourself to be positive and happy.
Yeah, yeah. And I think that's the thing. It's not diminishing what anybody else is going through at the moment, but everybody's got their own health and well-being and that of their family that they've got to try and get through this as best you can and keep positive. There's really no point in just sitting at home and withdrawing, because ultimately it's going to make you unhealthy. You're not going to feel good about it.
Definitely.
And there is a lot of things in the press and things that, just now, and they're headline grabbers rather than true stories. And
Definitely.
it's quite hard to sort of sift through all that a lot of the time. And
Mhm.
talking to a few friends of mine, they've kind of just put a bit of a blanket ban on a lot of the media at the moment, just to try and move themselves away from that negativity.
Yeah, I think it's quite important. I know in the beginning, I've seen in the beginning even when we were in the middle of it, in the beginning of, let's say, March,
Yeah,
um, it was so much going on, and it was like every conversation we had in the house is all about the coronavirus, and we're sitting, during dinner talking about it, and I can see my 2.5-year-old just kind of looking at us, and he doesn't understand any of it.
yeah.
Um, so be able to kind of shield yourself a little bit from the news, maybe check the news once or twice a day maximum,
Hmm.
because things are getting updated all the time. So we also said that, like, from about dinner, like nighttime, let's not check the news. If there would be anything, we'll know it in the morning. We can't, do anything differently. We're gonna go to
Hmm.
bed, we're gonna sleep. So that will affect your sleep. Obviously, you start worrying about things. And I know myself, I woke up like midnight every single night for like about 2 weeks, and I just felt this kind of heaviness over my chest, and that's just anxiety.
Yeah.
And I think it's just overload of bad news or news in general. And I think it's really good to just put that phone away and just enjoy the moment that you're in just now.
Uh-huh. And how important then is diet to all of this, Therese?
Diet is really important when it comes to, well, it depends what kind of specific goal you have. I am not a dietitian, so I can't really advise on any specific diet.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone is different, but I would say try to stay um, eating a lot of vegetable, and see what kind of works for you. Obviously, some people do have more time, some people have less time at the moment. But
Yeah.
try to be a little bit experimental when it comes to dinners. Try something new that you haven't done before. See what works. If you're feeling bloated, for example, could it be something in the food that you're eating that isn't maybe right for your body? It might work for my husband, but it might not work for me. It's a
Mm-hmm.
sign that something might not be right with what you're eating.
Mm-hmm.
And try to drink lots of water as well, especially now when you're at home. You have the tap right there. So it should be a lot easier to stay hydrated, and hopefully you have more time to do some new like dishes that you haven't done before, and also again involve the kids in what you do, teach them about what you're making.
Yeah, because I think some people I've been talking to have said, although they're still working from home and they're so busy with the kids, they don't have that commuting back and forward, so they've got a wee bit more time at tea time maybe to do a bit more with the kids, a bit more
Definitely.
family, which is nice, and it's probably the right time to kind of try out some of these dishes, hiding vegetables and things for kids and stuff like that, and just kind of making it a nice family get together.
Definitely.
So if people are watching and they think, right, this has inspired me, as I'm sure they will, and they're thinking, I really want to join your classes, where do they go to find you?
So on Instagram and Facebook is Mummy Fitness Cumbernauld. So you can just search it. You will find the pink little logo where it says Mummy Fitness.
Okay.
And you can contact me via that page. I do put up the kind of information about Mummy Fitness Live. So that's the Facebook group that we have. You know, the information, it's only costing £5 for like to join for a full week. You don't have to join every week. There's no commitment to that. So
Okay.
£5, you get a minimum of 3 workouts per week, and I do add in about 2 or 3 bonus workouts on top of that if you want to do more than those set 3 workouts.
Okay, brilliant. That sounds
Yeah.
quite good value, really, for all of that you're getting. And when we come out of lockdown, are you going to keep going with the online class as well as your other class, or are you just going to move back to the face-to-face stuff?
I'm missing the face-to-face classes so much, and like I'm missing everyone, so it hurts in my body. But I would definitely keep on the online because I've had a really, really good response to it. So a few people who during maternity leave been able to do maybe 2-3 classes a week will have gone back to work after this lockdown. So I'm going to keep the online classes on. I haven't quite worked out how often I will do the classes or what times, because at the moment I have them 9:30 Monday, Wednesday, Friday, which is the set times I do for the face-to-face classes as well. So I need to work out a schedule for that. But I will definitely keep it up, and it will be like an add-on service. So the mums are able to train from the house as well as the classes.
Brilliant. That sounds amazing. Well, thanks so much for coming on. It's been amazing talking to you. And thank you for not getting me to do any squats or anything on camera.
But always be burpees.
Yeah, oh no, burpees, no, definitely. But you have been very inspiring to speak to. Thanks so much. I'm feeling a little bit more motivated now just to start small steps and just get a bit more structure going. And it'll be a complete nightmare until they figure out what I'm doing, I'm sure, but it'll be fun at least.
Definitely.
Okay.
Thank you so much for having me.
No problem. We'll put your Facebook page in the comments above the video just shortly. Give us 5 minutes, everybody, and we'll get your details there. And go and give Therese a like. Thank you so much.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Bye, everybody. Have a nice afternoon.